Hello, 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 Cancers. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're from or when you're watching this. Hello, hello, hello. I hope everybody is doing good out there today. It's beautiful and sunny here in Oregon, and the energy's fighting to keep my energies up, my vibrations. Being spiritually pummeled, going through a spiritual warfare right now. I must be close to a blessing or something. So we'll see what's going on here shortly. So we're doing your readings, Cancers, from the 25th through the 31st. So what to remember for this week is there is a full moon. It is going to be very disruptive, very like, and I'll go through that on the full moon video on the 28th of the morning. So just watch that one. If you haven't or you're not subscribed and you want to watch it, hit subscribe, hit the bell when you subscribe, and that'll tell you when I'm on because it'll be live. And you can ask questions. You definitely can ask questions. But it's going to be a pretty disruptive week as far as energies. So let's see what the cards and what the divine has to say today for you guys for the 25th through the 31st. All right. All right. Yeah, I was going to do the full moon on the 27th, but that's the anniversary when my brother was murdered. So I think a lot of these energies are really playing with me right now because I think he's around real close. So what I'm going to be pulling here is the oracle for those of you that are brand new, the oracle for the current energies, and then I'm going to be pulling an oracle which fell at the same time for the future energies. At the end, I will do an oracle for the full moon and how that's going to move forward because the full moon's coming in on the 28th, so those energies are going to keep moving into February. So let's get started with this. The divine, this month of January he's got me sharing, and it seems to be his theme, not my theme, that people are not facing their fears, or they need to face their fears, learn how to face their fears, because then it opens your psyche up for freedom. It opens you up for more awakenings. It opens you up for more abundance, more rewards, that kind of a thing. So fear has been the theme this month. He had me do a fear video. If you haven't seen it at the beginning of the month, then he had me do a communication because a lot of fear and communication sort of goes together. But fear seems to be the energy for this month. So that's the current energy. So what is it you're fearing? What is it you're facing? Do you have a lot of fears? Do you have just one fear? And it's time to sort of buckle down and face that fear or make baby steps to eliminate that fear. Because if you look at the planets before we look at the full moon, if you haven't seen the new moon energies video, look at that, because those energies are carrying up to this full moon, and you'll get a really total understanding what's been happening up to the full moon. And a lot of it has to do with releasing, because we're actually putting something to death while we allow something to arise and move forward. So please watch that before the full moon if you're going to watch the full moon video, or watch us full moon live, because you'll then really get a really total understanding about what is happening, what has happened, and maybe you'll go, oh, that's why. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, that's why that happened. Oh, okay. So, and then you'll be able to see the energies from the full moon into February. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a little bit roughy. But anyway, I'm not going into it today. So the next energy out, which is very interesting, because the future energy, if you think about the bee is the future energy. And that's going in with the full moon. And it's also not only going with the full moon, it's going into February. So the bee is a very busy bug, animal, whatever you want to call it. It's not an animal, but it's a bug. It's very busy. It's very industrious. It's very productive. Okay. And so the thing is, oh, very interesting. So the author has luck, industrious, and victory, sweet victory. But the thing is, I don't believe in luck. I just don't. And welcome, Champagne, welcome, welcome. I don't believe in luck because here's the thing: when you believe in divine or a higher power or anything like that, it's called destiny. There is a connection of the dots that bring you to your purpose or your sweet victory, whatever your calling is. However, there is a connection all the way through. Luck is supposed to be by chance, coincidence, things like that. That's not the way that the universe works. It's not the way that the divine works. Okay, so that energy, I would say luck would be more providence, more destiny, more towards your purpose and calling, and that is a sweet victory once you reach that. So but it is very industrious. The bee is very industrious. Now we're putting these two together. They do not go together. So this is very interesting. And like I said, this full moon energy that's coming in is going to be like this. And the fear is that if you're going to be industrious, you're working towards something, but sometimes fear will hold you back from getting to your sweet victory. So let's see what else we've got going. First card out is the Six of Swords. Now, the Six of Swords could have several meanings. So let's see what the next card out is so that I can sort of get an idea of what's going on. Wow. This is whoa. This is fear. This, I would say, this first card out with the Six of Swords, somebody either leaving out of fear, doesn't want to do something out of fear. Could be a relationship, leave a relationship. Fear meaning that you don't see it progressing the way that you want it to, or that you cannot be your own true self. So what I mean by that is if you get into a relationship, even dating, I just had this experience this last week. If you get into an experience and then you feel yourself that you have to be careful on the words that you choose, that you feel like you begin to walk on eggshells, that you feel like things are just like, if I say something wrong, it's going to go wrong. That is that kind of a fear that you just need to walk away from that person, because that's not the way a relationship should be. That's the same with work, but a lot of people don't because they look at the dollar sign first, that they don't. And oh boy, this is so true. This is so true. So they see that with work because they see the dollar sign. What they don't see is the fear of looking deeper into what that company is like, or what that job is like, or what, if you're in school, what that career is like. I always talk to the younger generation and say, if you're going to school, do your research. What is the competition? What is your chances of being successful once you come out of school, getting a job? What is that? Does somebody have to, like my daughter wanted to be a coroner, but she researched it. I made her research it. But the thing is, somebody has to die in order to move into that slot, because there's not a lot of positions open. It's extremely competitive, and they keep the job as long as they can and probably die in that job. So the thing is, we said, you know what, that's probably not a wise decision. How about forensics? Well, forensics is really challenging. So what I'm saying is, to the younger generation, don't be fearful in looking into something before you jump into it. That's the industrious part for you young generation, is to really be industrious, look into it, research it before you spend your money or invest your time and or your mom and dad's money. But the thing is, if this is your future for somebody, I don't know who this is for, but this is definitely because somebody is going away to college, or somebody's thinking about traveling to go away to college, and it might not be the right choice. It might be the right choice, but make sure that you are not fearful to do your due diligence to look into what it is. I don't know who that's for. This is for somebody in their 20s that is thinking about going to school, having to travel. I can see it, but the thing, I got goosebumps all over the place because there's opportunity there. But the opportunity for that person also has a lot of distractions. You go off to school, there's a lot of distractions, but also too, then you find out that, oh, this is not what I should have been doing. So make sure you do your due diligence. I don't know who that's for. For some other energy though, remember I said fear. I'm going to get more clarification on this Six of Swords because this has to do with travel. This has to do with moving forward with someone or in something. And so it is either hindering you and you're sabotaging yourself, or something is coming towards you that is extremely fearful, that is not allowing you to move forward in your journey. Does that make sense? Because the divine just shared that. I hope that made sense because I don't know if I can repeat that. So it's either somebody that is coming towards you with a certain fear that it is not allowing you to move to your journey, or it's you being fearful to move towards somebody or something. I don't know what that is for someone. Okay, because there's opportunities. There's some type of opportunity that you're going to be moving towards that you really need to be mindful about. This is a good opportunity. It's not going to be an easy road. It is not going to be an easy road. It is something that if we get more cups, it is, and these are 2 cups. So that is of the heart. That is something. However, we've got maybe some health issues for somebody in there that maybe is sort of hindering them from moving forwards. The water's a little rough right now. Maybe this is just somebody exhausted. Sometimes we can get exhausted from just being exhausted. Did you know that? So it's like if you've been doing something and you've been grinding and grinding, say for somebody who's not working, you're grinding and grinding at something that you hope will come, that will make it happen. And then, but you get a burnout. Thank you. The word was burnout. They said burnout. It's like, okay. And so you've got to just step back and take some rest because it's creating an internal, this is where I say a spiritual battle, internal kerfuffle, internal waves. You're trying to stay calm. You're trying to do everything that you need to be doing and industrious. However, somebody's at burnout. I don't know whose energy that's for, but you got to take some time off. And, this is something that I will tell you from being an entrepreneur for many, many years and holding many, many things, that you will get burnout. And then you're no good to nobody, even yourself. So really take that into consideration. So the next card out was the King of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. We have the King of Cups, the King of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles. Somebody is definitely in a relationship that they are really fearful to share their opinion and share their and it's tiring to them. It's like they're not being themselves. They're not allowed to be themselves. I don't know who this is for, but it's definitely keeping you from your path. It is definitely somebody's really just walking in fear right now. Remember, that's the energy for the whole month for all the signs. I don't make this up. I don't make this up. And if you look at, something is possibly ending here, which would make sense with the energies, the way that the energies of the planets are. I'm not going to go into that. You can watch that. You can watch that energy on the new moon before the full moon, because that's really going to play a lot. You're going to really understand things better on the full moon if you watch the new moon. Even though it's past, those energies are still there until that full moon. So just sort of watch that. But somebody's being held back, completely being held back from fear. You've got an opportunity. You've got a choice to make. I don't know what the choice is, whether it's love, relationship, work. I don't know what it is, but it's really, really holding you back. Really holding you back. And this is something, okay, thank you. I hate this, but okay. So this is something that is keeping you from your purpose and your journey. And the reason that is, I don't pick my thumbnail. So when you go back and you can see that thumbnail that I picked for this one, that is not me. I don't pick the thumbnails. I go through hundreds and hundreds of pictures, and the divine shares with me what he wants me to do. So when you see that thumbnail of the archer, that is basically the divine sharing with me that your journey is the arrow. It's how you perceive and move that arrow is how you're going to go. And the thing is, are you going to do it out of fear, or are you going to do it out of whatever? So with the arrow scenario, there's two things. I'll share the other thing at the end because he gives me two things. I'm like, why? Why this? And then, you know, the other thing. But the thing is, with that arrow, when he's pulling back, that arrow is your journey. And that is Aquarian energy. Okay? The way you pull it and how you release it is either Capricorn energy or Aquarian energy. And the reason why I say that, if you pull back with all your might, I used to do recurve. So when you pull back all the way, you've got the arrow going. However, if you do not pull it back all the way, you don't have all the power. Okay? So that arrow, if you pull it back all the way, that sucker is just going to go. Now, where you aim it, where your fear is, you will either hit the bullseye or you will miss the bullseye. That's what's going on here. Now, I don't make this up. He's the one that picks everything, not me. He's the one that tells me what to say and what to do, not me. And then the other part of that arrow and a part of that thumbnail is don't shoot the messenger. Please don't shoot the messenger. I'm the messenger. I'm the conduit. But let's get back. When we pull that arrow back, this is your fear factor. Okay, you pull that arrow back, you're ready to go for your journey. You are ready to go forward. You are ready to be this industrious bee and keep moving forward. And you are ready to go. If you do not pull that arrow all the way back, you pull it halfway, what happens? That arrow will miss its mark because when you pull it back, it goes out slower and it loses momentum. It doesn't even make the bullseye. Whether you make the bullseye a little bit off or to the left or to the right, that's what's going on here. Somebody is missing their bullseye because of fear. You have it there. You have opportunities. Somebody's focusing in on what you don't have, what you need, and what you wished you had, and woe is me, and all that kind of stuff. Whereas this needs to be, the fear needs to go away and say, you know what? I'm going to work with what I got right now. It could be nothing. It could be scraps. It could be whatever. But as long as you put your foot forward and you keep moving, that water becomes calm. That water begins to come calm, because you know what? Then that's when the higher power, divine, God, whatever, that they're saying, okay, that arrow, she's shooting. Let's help her out. So let me send her some resources. Let me send her some whatever. That's that thumbnail. That's what the divine has for you guys on that. Don't ask me why. I don't make this stuff up, because then the cards fall the way that they're supposed to. Now, why the Queen of Pentacles is here, let's get some clarification on that, because it might have something to do with your income. For some of you, it might have to do with your income. And with that, was that before? Yes, I've got to keep these in line, because this is the divine working, not me. So it could have something to do with somebody's fear of their income. Maybe they lost a job. Maybe they're not making the money that they're supposed to. This is interesting. That was on the bottom. Again, somebody is fearful to move forward. What is it? You need to conquer that fear. Baby steps. Watch the fear video. I put it there. I've uploaded it. It hopefully gives you lots of tools and tips on how to face that fear, conquer it. And you can always email me. Email me. I had some almonds, so excuse me. You can email me, message me, comments, whatever. It's free. You don't pay anything to just ask me some questions. I don't do that. I'm not like a lot of these people out there. I don't do that. However, somebody is got to face their fear. Woo! I hate when they do that. Okay. So we have justice, we have temperance, And then we have the Eight of Cups. This is about your heart. This is about your thought process. This is about what you need for your spirit, what you desire, what you want, where you want to go with it. Okay? Because you have, okay, somebody's having some money issues that they're fighting and battling about. And this is why I believe that. Okay, so there has to do with some paperwork. Maybe somebody's going through a divorce. Maybe there has a sale of a house from a divorce. Maybe there's something to do with an inheritance, that kind of a thing. And there's a lot of hands in the pot that want that money. And money it can be a really good tool or it can be really evil. But we've got justice there. So somebody's got their hand in the pot, wants their hand in the pot as far as financials. Now pay attention to the word and the truth. Whoever is telling the truth will actually benefit from this sweet victory. And that's coming up. That's not happening right now. It seems like the paperwork for whatever it is, house, divorce, money, inheritance. I keep hearing inheritance. I don't know why. Is coming through. You just have to be patient. It's coming. Whatever this money is, there's money coming to someone. Just be patient. Just be patient. There is something hidden though. Somebody is really ashamed of something. And they're missing something. It's like the boat is being missed because we have the Eight of Cups. It's like they don't want to share the secret, or they don't. Now, this might not be in relation to money. This might be something to do with your fear. It's sort of like, I will say, I was extremely fearful until I got old enough to understand to share my sexual abuse with anybody, because I was in fear of what my person who was doing that to me had instilled in my brain. Even as warped and wrong as it was and not true, then it actually became my reality. So somebody is really fearful to share something with someone. I don't know who that is. But have patience. Have patience. And just know that this other person will be patient with you, whoever that is. I don't know what energy that is. And thank you. So when that does get released, or when somebody does share that, you're going to have sweet victory, because it's going to bring freedom. Freedom is victory. It's an emotional, it's spiritual, it's unbinding, and that's where the devil usually comes in, because they want to keep you bound. Don't say any. Don't say anything. No, don't say anything. I know you want that. What happened to me is, I know you want a horse. I'm going to tell that you did this. I'm going to tell that you did that, and you'll never get that horse. Fear, 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 fear. And horrible to instill that in such a small child, because that does warp your sense. We've got the Queen again of Pentacles. Somebody's really in a battle about money and fear of money. And fear of either losing money. I don't see that here, though. It's either a battle of money that's happening between two people, fear of moving forward. Remember, I said this is, the bee's industrious. The bee can be really productive. So, for example, when I was working in the corporate world in chemical dependency, and I knew they were getting rid of my job, and I knew as an empath, I knew where the divine wanted to take me. I knew where my higher power wanted to take me, but I was so in fear because I was broke. I was a single mom, and I had no knowledge on how to be a business owner. But I saw this in my head where he was taking me, and he wanted me to buy this business, the horse business that I've been in for 17 years. But fear had held me back until he kept pounding me and pounding me and pounding me with that in my head. Because, and what I mean that is, you're not going to hear him sometimes, but he's going to put somebody in your place or a situation in your place all the time, until you listen and you say, and you give up and surrender. Because here's literally what happened. I was working my job. He put something in I said, no, I'm not going to do this. I don't like sewing. I don't want it, this company. I don't want it. I'm broke. I made every excuse, whatever there was, because I was still in fear. I didn't want it because I knew that it wasn't going to bring 100% stability. And I was a single mom. I needed that. So what happened is I finally, one day after the third time, he said, you know what? I need you to go this way. I am trying to help you make a better life for yourself. And so I said, fine. Literally, I did that one day. I was like, fine. Okay. What do you want me to do? And then, not jokingly, within that day, and then for weeks to come, he put the money in the place. He put the people for the business plan in the place. He put everything I needed. Within a year, I bought the company. I still hated sewing, but what I found out is I don't hate sewing. I hate little machines. I hate little sewing machines. I'm a leathersmith. I like big machines. I like big sewing machines. And I love what I do. And I still do it today. So this is somebody's fear. If you're supposed to be an entrepreneur, somebody's fear of how to get started, how to do that, the resources are there. If somebody's fearful about moving forward in a new career, this is where it's really time to, because I think this is all about moving in a career, moving in a path for your future, moving in a path for whatever it is supposed to be for you. Definitely, 100%. All right. Wow. Fear is huge. Again, go back and watch that fear video that I did. That was not from me. The divine said, I need you to do this today. And I'm like, really? Seriously? So I had to do a live really quick on the fly, but I've done a fear video, last year? So it's really good for tools and tips. All right. So let's see what the moon is, because this is going to be a real disturbing week for you guys. Thank you. That was beautiful. That was so beautiful. Thank you. Because it's going to be like this with the moon. Watch me on the full moon, because it's going to be like this, but there is so much coming. And if you have to face that fear little bit, like by little bit, face it little bit. Move that big toe just even a centimeter or 2 centimeters a day towards facing that fear and how to do it. If you need support doing it, let me know. You can email me, you can message me, you can do whatever. Those are free. If we need to do coaching, then we can book coaching one-on-one. But here's the thing. You asked for this. You asked for something. I don't know what that is to you. You asked specifically. Now, this is the magic prayer is about asking for what you want. I will tell you that the divine and the higher power will not give it to you and will not take that fear away until you're specific in what you're asking for. You have to be specific with divine. He doesn't work any other way. Or, higher power does not work any other way. Universe is different, works on frequencies and vibrations and energies, that kind of a thing. But the divine works very differently. So this is something you asked for. This is something he's trying to get you to move forward in. This is something he's trying to bring all the resources in for you, but you're not paying attention because you're too fearful. For somebody, I don't know who this is. It could be a career, it could be school, it could be something you want to do. Maybe it's a bucket list that you want to try. For me, I want to go skydiving. I want to try skydiving. For a person who had the fear of falling, I'm going to go jump out of a plane. You betcha. You betcha. The fear is gone because I face that fear. All right. I fly planes anyway. So, I used to. The little Cessna planes. And I found out that was my fear for a long time. And I faced it. I did. I faced it. So you can get rid of those fears. PTSD, that's a whole different thing. That's a counseling or therapy thing. But little fears that you face, there is ways to get through that. All right. So whatever it is coming up, that is, he does want it. Whatever it is, ask him specifically. If you want a job, just say, okay, I would like to work. And I will tell you, my daughter, I said, you be careful what you manifest. She manifested her job. She has no idea, but we sat down the other day, she manifested it. So I lived in Japan for years. She loves Japan, whatever. And she was working for Disney. Disney's, of course, you know, with everything that's going on. So we made the decision, she made the decision to leave Disney, but she needed another job. Well, this job came before she even quit because she was specific in what she wanted. Mom, I want to live in Newburgh, but I really want to work for a Japanese company. Okay. And I really, you know, would like enough money that I could make more than what I'm making for Disney. And I said, you need to ask him specifically. Boom. Japanese job came up from a Japanese company in Newburgh. What she wanted, more money, easier job, everything she asked for in a cubicle like she asked for, working by herself like she asked for. Boom. But she was doing it prior out of fear. She didn't want to move forward. She didn't want to do that. And I should kill me if I was talking about her. But this is an example just for a young person. You know, she's 25 and she can't afford to finish school. So this is something that she's at. Be specific in your prayer. This is moon energy. This is planet energy. This is law of attraction. This is you manifesting. I'm surprised we didn't see the magician here. This is you manifesting. Holy Toledo. Divine sure went over on this one. And you have to do it in solitude. You have to ask for your prayers. Go sit in the car. Talk. I know this sounds really weird, but he talks a lot in the shower. He talks a lot in the car, not with music going. You're sitting there for 5 minutes, just no music, no nothing. You have to do it in solitude. You have to ask in prayer. You have to be, it has to, the reason why, it has to be quiet so he can either give you a nudge or you can hear something or he can give you a thought, whatever it is. And who knows, you might even open some audio abilities, maybe open some visual abilities that you didn't even know were there. But that's what's going to happen for you, Cancers. I'm excited for you guys. I'm really excited. I'm excited that somebody's going to face their fear. I'm excited that somebody's prayers are going to be, or meditation, or their, whatever you believe in, the law of attraction is going to happen for you. I believe in that. I could, with my book that I'm writing, you will see witness after witness after witness after witness that the higher above is really there to give you everything that you need, not want. Even in your relationships. Well, I really wanted my mate to be this, you know, tall, handsome. No, he gave you what you need. And then you fell in love. Yeah. Anyway, so there's that, Cancers. This has been long. I apologize, but this is the divine. This is how he works. And if it resonates with you, that's great. As the arrow shows, and I'm standing there, don't shoot the messenger. But I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget on the 28th in the morning at 11 o'clock, they're live, full moon. Watch the new moon because these energies are coming into that. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you do want to see that I'm on live or see the uploads that I'm doing, that I'm actively doing, I'm doing a lot more now, especially the communication video, the fear video, and more spiritual. I did low vibrations, high vibrations this week. The difference, understanding those, hit the bell. If you don't hit the bell, it won't notify you. So I would just say that. All right. I hope that you enjoyed this. Bring somebody next time. We'll see you on the 1st, or we'll see you on the full moon energy. Bye, Cancers. Be safe. Sorry it was so long. Take care.